Hi friends, welcome all of you to the session for the digital marketing. So far we have discussed about basics of the website, details about the content marketing and all. We have also discussed about technological aspect of search engine optimization, which is white hat and black hat technique, followed by once you are done with the complete on-page optimization of your website, then next is how your website is actually performing. That actually brings us to discuss about web analytics. Analytics is basically something which which brings you the complete aspect of how visitors actually perform once they reach your website, from what are the sources that they have visited your website, which location, what keywords, everything we are going to discuss in detail in web analytics. So web analytics is what we are going to discuss. This is a very important aspect to understand the success of your web business. The complete strategy, whatever you have followed for your client's website or your own website, analytics is something that is going to let you know that whether your strategy is successful, how much return that you have achieved, and every knot you are going to discuss in detail about analysis. Web analytics. It's basically the measurement, collection, analysis and reporting of internet data for purposes of understanding and optimizing web usage. Once you get the data from what are the sources that a visitor has actually reached your website, what are the keywords from where visitor has came to your website, from what are the different locations that visitor has came to your website, you need to understand from the web analytics. Once you understand it, this is going to let you know, are you moving in the right direction or there are some corrective measures that need to be taken care of. Why we use web analytics? If you cannot measure it, you cannot improve. That's a basic concept why we should use analytics, why we are worried about analytics. Now whatever we are doing, we need to measure it, monitor it and see whether we are doing all of the right things to get the right result or not. So the bottom line for the analytics is, if you cannot measure it, you cannot improve it. So to improve on your performance, you need to measure it. That's why we need to use analytics. Now what are the options that you have? There are different choices for the web analytics. We are having three choices. At least we have Google Analytics, Omniture and Core Metrics. But primarily we are going to talk about Google Analytics because mostly we are talking about Google search engine results, and we are going to talk about Google Analytics in detail, whereas there are some of the other software tools are also available: WebTrend, Unica, HitsLink, VisiStat, OneStat, ClickSee, GoStats and many more. So to move forward, we need to have a focus on the right thing. Now we are going to discuss about Google Analytics. Clearly and prominently we are going to discuss about Google Analytics. Google Analytics uses a common data collection technique called page tags. This is one important point called page tags. Page tag is a small piece of JavaScript that you must place on the web page you want to track. So what are the important points that you want to track? What are the important pages that you want to track? You need to place a small Java code on page that you want to track. Now next to that, insert this analytic code. This is a short tracking code. Insert it and then you are going to track. The data collection process begins when a visitor requests a page on the web server. The moment someone searches a particular keyword and he found your web page, the moment he clicks it, data activates and that is getting stored on the web server. The server responds by sending the requested page back to the visitor's browser. As the browser processes the data, it appears and that all those data are being captured by the Google Analytics. So it is going to tell you about what are the keywords by which someone has reached to the browser, how long they have been, and what are the related pages that they have actually browsed through. Let's get started. To start configuring Google Analytic code, you need to have a username and the password. Now it's basically improve your site and increase marketing ROI. ROI means return on investment. So you need to sign up in a Google Analytics tool, and then from there you need to move forward. To set up a Google account, to set up a new account in Google, these are few of the steps that you need to do. What are these steps? Website URL, for which website you want to track. Account name, here it will be, you can place a nickname or you can do whatever, you can put any name. Time zone and the country territory, United States, India, whatever you want to choose, and then you choose it and then continue. So once you set up the basics of the analytic code, Google is going to give you this script. So what you are going to do, this script, you are going to place this script and put it at the end of the page. Now once you will put it in the end of the page, how dashboard will appear? This is basically a snapshot of whole Google Analytics front page, how it will appear. Once you insert that code, this is how it will come. Dashboard, which is going to tell about how traffic is coming on which date and what will be you can choose on the hourly basis, daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis. You can choose all these things. It is going to talk about the sessions, users, page views, bounce rates, average sessions duration, page per session, percentage of new sessions, all of these things that you are going to tell. It's also going to tell you new visitors versus returning visitors. It is one very key important role is it is also going to tell you real-time data, that how many people are actually right now available on your website. So this data also it is going to display. Now the real-time offers a unique look of what's currently occurring on the website. Who all are browsing, from where they have reached. Location shows the location of the current users on the website, from which part of the world he has actually reached. Traffic source shows where the user has came from. Content shows which page of these users are interacting on. So all these data you are going to get on the real-time scenario. Now there are a lot of visitors that is coming to your website. Now how you are going to monitor it? Now visitors, when someone arrives at your website and starts looking at your web page, that is called visitor. If someone arrives at your website and starts looking at your web page, that is called visitor. Now which kind of visitors? There are few kind of visitors: new visitor, unique visitor and returning visitors. New visitors are the visitors who have actually came first time. So that is called new visitors. Each user is counted only if it is first time visiting the site. So every first time visiting the site, that will be counted as a new visitor. Next important point is unique visitor. Unique visitor is the number of distinct people that are visiting to your website in a particular period. That is called unique visitor. And returning visitors, there are visitors, say I visited it today, I may be visiting it tomorrow, I may be visiting it after a week's time or 10 days time and all. So all these things will be considered under returning visitor. So now let's understand about user interface, how actually it is going to operate on. Now there is as in the last slide we discussed about the visitors, they are basically the audience. It includes various things, demographic, from which region they have actually visited. It is also going to talk about the languages. It is also going to talk about new versus returning visitors. It's going to talk about technology, that means to say browser information, Mozilla, Windows, Mac, everything it is going to talk. And at the same time mobile, desktop or laptop or tablets, you are going to get these informations. Similarly, advertise, that means to say that links from the AdWords. Have you advertised it either through the AdWords or any other thing, that is also going to show. Now the traffic source. Third important point is traffic source. From which location they have actually visited your page. Sources of traffic, a specification between paid and unpaid traffic. So you are going to get the complete snippet of the traffic sources. Then the content, which page, how, whether this is on site speed, entrance page, exit page, navigation pages, everything you are going to talk about. Next important point is conversion. How many times the goal that you have set that it is going to be accomplished. So that's also going to be discussed in setting up a goal when you are actually setting it up. Now there is a one important point called bounce rate. Bounce rate is basically number of time people have visited your website without browsing to the second page, they have actually bounced back from the same page. Say they landed on abc.com/cat.html. The moment the visitor came and they closed this page and just move out. So that is where we call it bounce rate, defined as the percentage of website visitors who see just one page on your website or stayed on the site for a small amount of time, which is a second or even sometimes less than a second. Use this metric to measure the visit quality. If bounce rate is high, that means to say visitors don't like your page and they are bouncing back from your page. That means your quality of the page is not good. Then high bounce rate indicates that site entrance pages are not relevant to your visitors. So what we need to do is we need to take measures to make a visitor stay for a longer time. You need to engage a visitor who is coming to your web page. Once you start engaging it, bounce rate will go down. Once bounce rate will go down, quality of the content will go up. Visitors will stay for a longer time, and of course there you can see there will be increase in the leads that you will be able to generate. Now moving forward, we are going to talk about traffic sources. What do you mean by traffic sources? Traffic sources are from which source a visitor has actually found your website and has reached. So search traffic report, this report lets you see a breakdown of the organic versus paid search traffic report, kind of traffic that has been generated. Similarly, it is also going to talk about the search engine keyword campaign sources sending traffic. You mean to say what are the variety from what was actual source to bring that traffic to the website. You are going to identify it from search traffic report. Now direct traffic report is basically someone who opens your website directly. He has not searched your website and they reach to your website directly. That is basically called direct traffic report. Now referral traffic report is basically someone has found your website on some other page, from there he clicked it and then finally reached to your website. So that's basically called referral. For example, you are putting up your ad in Times of India. Now when you are putting up an ad in Times of India and someone found your website and from there he clicked your website and came to your website, so Times of India will be considered as referral site. Similarly, if you are listed, if you are linked or you have placed your thing on any other website, say for example Trade Media or on sulekha.com, on justdial.com or any other classified websites you are listed, and from there you are getting visitors are able to find you and they have reached your website, so you will find those things in the referral traffic report. Now moving forward, we are also going to talk about few of the filters. You can put some of the filters so that you are only going to access the required data that you want to see. One of the filter, I'm like, how to define a filter? Filter allows you to limit and modify the traffic data that includes in a profile. So you are actually going to limit how, what, where, what are the informations that you want to put. Say for example, you can use filters to exclude traffic from particular IP addresses. You can exclude a particular IP address, whatever the hits which is coming on that particular site from a particular IP address, exclude that from your data. Similarly, you can also exclude the hits which are coming internally from a particular region, the hits which are coming from any other website. You can limit a IP address, you can limit a website, you can limit it. That's how you can maintain a filter. Now predefined filters. Now something that you can predefine. What do you mean by that? Exclude or include only traffic from a particular domain. You can define it. If you are getting a traffic only from this source, then only it will be captured. Then it will only give a referral traffic from a particular source. You can include it, you can exclude it. You can either include it or you exclude a particular site and you will get that report. Similarly, IP address, use this filter to exclude or include only clicks from a certain sources. If you are able to understand that there are some click frauds which are happening and you want to block those kind of data if you want to block. Say for example, some of the hits which are coming from Nigeria, some of the hits which are coming from any other country from where some of the spams which are happening. You don't want those data, so you can block it. Or any of the classified sites that you don't want that data to be captured, you can just block it, it won't be there. Now you can also use the filter to exclude or include any traffic particular to the subdirectory, such as motorcycle.com, motorcycle, car and all. You only want a traffic which is happening on a particular directory. You can customize that. So these are some of the filters that you can install, you can customize on your analytic code, and then you can move forward. Similarly, there are some of the custom filters. We are discussing a lot of filters. Why we are discussing filters is just because predominantly that whatever the data that you want to capture, you can capture that, you can analyze that, and you analyze it for your purpose. Now there are some of the things that exclude pattern. This type of filter is like log files lines that matches to a filter pattern. You can exclude. Similarly, there is an include pattern, and then lowercase and uppercase. Few of the descriptions which are there. Search and replace. This is a simple filter that you can use to search a pattern within a field and replace the found pattern in alternate form. So these are few of the technological terminology that we have explained it over here, and similarly there is an advanced filter that you customize it the way that you want a report. Now let's reach on filter. How you are actually going to put up a filters. Now here is a snapshot of the page that will appear when you are trying to put up a particular filter. Say for example, you have a profile, you want to add a profile filter. Here you put a name, predefined filter, exclude traffic from IP address that is equal to, and you can put an IP address and save it. So what will happen? All the traffic which are coming from this IP address, it will be excluded from that particular your analytic data. Now say you have an e-commerce site, there should be some kind of different settings. Let's look into it. Now for the e-commerce, we are trying to understand how to capture the revenue, conversion rate, average order value, product performance, SKUs, how many products that are getting ordered, categories, transactions, visit purchases per day. So all these things that is important for the e-commerce based sites. So we can customize these things for our analytic purpose. That we'll just have a look into it. Now to set up a goal, what all we need to do? We need to understand, here you look at this dashboard followed by visitors and the traffic sources. Here you have overview, direct traffic, referring site, search engine, all source traffic, AdWords, all these things are there. Now we are on the conversion rate. Now here is the dashboard for an e-commerce based analytics that you are going to set. Let's look into it, how actually it is going to define that where you stand, what is the total number of conversion that has happened, everything you are going to see on this dashboard. Now let's see 196 goal completions. In this gap of 1 month or something, that you can understand that total number of goals accomplished. How many people have actually done a transaction, that is what you are capturing. Goal value, per sale, that you have not captured. Now goal conversion rate is 4.38%. Total this abandonment rate, this is here, a special offer. Say for example, you have one special offer, sign up. So you have various goals that you have set, and then you are actually able to understand which has given better value. Now you see, click to call, new goal number 10, which has given 127. So click to call is also one goal settings that you have set in the e-commerce part, and if someone is doing it, it's getting captured. Sign up new, that means to say that a new user is coming on the website and they are signing up, that's also being considered as a goal. So you have 127 plus 69, which is coming like this. So you have total number of 196 conversions. And say this particular thing, on Thursday, May 22nd, 2014, you have a goal completion of 7. So this actually gives you on a specific time frame that what is the total number of goals that you have accomplished and completed. So this is how e-commerce analytics is going to work. Now here is what we are going to see, standard reporting and custom reporting. Now understanding goals, funnels and events, here is what we are going to talk about, that if you have set few of the goals, you can understand that, you can get those numbers. You have other customization features also available, that you can see. Now let's see what it actually means. Analytics offers 4 kind of goals for different type of conversions. URL destinations, this is a kind of conversion. Now the conversion occurs between a specific page or virtual page is viewed by the visitor. For example, if you have a lead generation website, so this actually helps you to understand how many times a lead form has been fulfilled and a thank you page has been displayed. So that you can also consider as a URL based goal settings. So on a particular URL, number of times this particular URL is getting displayed, it captures, and that is also considered as one of the data. Now time on the site. The conversion occurs after a specific period of time has elapsed for the visitor. For example, you could use this type of goal to determine how many visitors stayed longer than 2 minutes on your website. This is where you can, this is another kind of track that you want to see how many visitors are spending more time on your website. That will actually help you to understand that the guys who are actually spending more time, they are the people who are going to buy more from your website, rather the guys who are spending less than a minute. So you can capture that. Third important point is page and visits, page per visit. So how many people are actually browsing more than one page per visit? So a guy is visiting more than one page, that you want to capture, more than one page, 2 page or 3 page, that also you can capture. You can capture events as well. Say you have some event that you want to organize, how many people have actually clicked it, submitted it, and they want to join this particular event. All those data can be considered as analytics data for your important purpose. So basically URL destination based goal that you can set, time on the site, how longer the time you want to capture, page per visit, more than one page, that data you want to capture, or any of the event that you want to capture. You can capture all these variety of the things from the analytics. Now event tracking allows you to track and measure user activities from the separate page views. So this is also very important. You have multiple events happening across the country or across the region. So you can actually do that. Now any flash driven element like flash website or a flash movie player, embedded Ajax page element, page gadgets, file download, load time of the data, all these things that you can consider. Now what are the event components? That's what we are going to understand. Very critical aspect when you are managing an event. Now there is a category. A category is the root level of the event tracking and is the base level for the sorting of your events. For example, video or downloads. You are actually capturing how many times a video being played or video being downloaded. So these things could be a part of a category. Now what action? Play, how many times someone has played it, how many times they have clicked the stop button, or how many times they have played only the 90% of it. All these things you can capture. So that is basically action. Say for example, one action could be how many people have actually clicked on the download that, but they have not downloaded the complete file. So that you can also capture. Similarly, label. A label is an option descriptor that you can use to track all those things. So this is again a label. You can label a particular event and then you can track that. And then value, a numerical value that assigns, say for example 30 or some other value that you want to assign it, how many times that actually happens. So all these things you can monitor it. And then implicit count. The implicit count is a count of the number interaction with an event category. So you can actually see how many people have actually visited it, just a visit. So that also you can count and capture. Moving forward, what we are going to understand is the funnel. Goals, funnels is what we are going to understand. Now funnel visualization report. This report is actually going to give you from how many funnels, channels you are actually getting various kind of activity happening on your website. So this will help you to understand whether a particular category or a particular channel that you have created that is giving more results or some other channel which is giving more results. Say for example, this particular thing is giving you some X amount of visitors, someone else is giving 136 as a conversion. From somewhere it's a 0, from somewhere it's 75. So based on the goals and based on the things that you have said, you will be actually able to understand which funnel is giving you more business. The more accurately you can track it, more accurately you will tell what investment is going to bring better return on your investment. So that is how we capture the funnels. Now moving forward, let's understand what do you mean by advanced segmentation. Just look at this, advanced segmentation. Now you have various things: campaigns, ad groups, keywords, ad content, ad slots, ad slot position, source. You have lot of things that you can customize. You don't want to visit, don't want to review it, you can customize it and then have it. Now you see keyword, then contains, dream in the code. So there are lot of customizations that you can do it, and once you do it, you have an option called create and apply to the report. Create segmentation. Once you do it, you create a segmentation and you are done with your one of the various critical aspect of your analytic understanding. That's how overall, what are the things that we can do on the analytics? We can capture direct traffic, we can capture referral traffic, we can capture normal activity, we can capture events, we can capture e-commerce happenings, what is happening on your website. You can create filters, you can create events, you can do segmentation. So there are a lot of things that we can do on analytics. If you are sure about making career in the analytics, Google is also offering Google certification courses. We as an eMerchant Academy helps you out to get it certified, and we are also having dedicated training program for all these kind of activities that you learn it and implement it for your career. That's all on the analytics part. So my dear friends, in case you want to get certified on analytics, we at eMerchant Academy can help you to get certified and you can make good career in it. Of course, there are a lot of openings which are happening in and around the city, and if you want to pursue a certified analytics professional, yes, you can make it, and of course perks are also huge. We at eMerchant help you to reach your destination, your fortune. We help you to reach to your milestones. In case you want to contact us, reach us directly at eMerchant Academy, www.emerchantacademy.com, or mail us at info@emerchantacademy.com, or you can call us directly 040-233-00827 or at 9849256286. Thank you very much. We will be discussing a lot more in coming sessions. Have a good day. Bye.